In this video, we'll be talking about responsive design and the Bootstrap framework. So first, what is responsive design? These days, there are so many different devices that people are viewing websites on, desktops, laptops, tablets, and phones, that we want to design one site that can be utilized across all types of devices. In the past, we had to create different websites and use what was called browser sniffing to find the width of the page or the width of the device, and then create different websites for that. Responsive design allows us to create one website across all different devices. One of the main frameworks for creating responsive design is Bootstrap. It was originally created at Twitter and is a set of CSS classes and JavaScript functionality that helps us with responsive websites. It is not the only, but is the most popular responsive framework in use, which is why we will be studying it in this course. To access Bootstrap and to get Bootstrap working on your page, there's a number of things that we need to have. First, we need some meta information up here. We need to talk about the viewport, the width of the device, the initial scale. We then also have to bring in the Bootstrap CSS file. And then down at the bottom of the page, we have to bring in some JavaScript files, jQuery, and then popper.js, and then the bootstrap.js. If you know anything about jQuery, you'll see that we're using the slim version of jQuery right now. That will change at a later date once we get further into jQuery. Right now, this is set up to use a CDN, which means it is reaching out to the internet to a content delivery network and pulling the information from there. We use that because many developers are using the same files on that CDN, which means it should be in the cache for most of your users, which gives you faster download times. Alternatively, you can download Bootstrap CSS and JavaScript files to your own machine and then run that locally, which does allow you to work with Bootstrap both offline and or allow you to make edits to the local files, which we cannot do with the CDN. Up here, you'll find a link that says Get Bootstrap. It takes us out to getbootstrap.com. And you'll see right here, we can download the CSS and the JavaScript, or we can access the online CDN files. And then over here under the introduction, you'll also see that they've got a quick start. So again, here's the CSS CDN, and here's the JavaScript CDNs. And then down here, there's a starter template, which is the same that's in the presentation, that you can utilize. You can copy and paste this into a file and be getting started immediately with Bootstrap. One of the big things about Bootstrap is it has breakpoints to allow content and design shifts. Those are extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. And you'll see over here, we've got, sorry about that. Over here, we've got the different viewport sizes. So small starts at 576 pixels, medium at 768, large at 992, and extra large at 1200. And you'll see the types of devices in general. One of the big changes that we have to make here as we get into Bootstrap is that we will be designing mobile first, which means we're going to design it for mobile phones at the extra small and then change the layout as we expand. And that's all we have right now about an introduction to Bootstrap. Check in on the next video, which will talk about containers and the grid in Bootstrap.